At some point, we all wished we were that person, that smart, highly educated individual who looks like they have everything under control. Their life, their finances, career, and everything else seems to be in order, and you can't help but want the same for yourself. But you probably gave up on the thought saying, how could I ever become like that? Well, we've got the answer to that, the right one. You can become just like that, understanding what makes these individuals unique. We've identified 15 signs of highly educated individuals and how you can fashion your life after these qualities. Welcome to Alux. Now, before we dive in, you might be thinking, damn, Alux lady, you sound a little bit sick. And you might be right, I'm a little bit sick, but don't worry about me, I am on the mend, my friend. I'll be sounding like myself in no time, so without further ado, let's get into today's list. Number 1, they are intellectually curious. Have you ever noticed that highly educated individuals always want to know more? They're lifelong learners and they always make an effort to learn more about something that interests them. It doesn't matter what field or niche they're in, educated individuals are usually willing to enjoy the best of every world. Restricting themselves to one niche or field prevents them from learning more interesting things about the world they live in, which in turn prevents them from making the most out of it. American poet Dorothy Parker once said, "The cure for boredom is curiosity. There is no cure for curiosity." So it's pretty much safe to say that highly educated individuals will be learning until their very last day. Number 2, they question assumptions. As humans, we're conditioned to assume things and accept assumptions without question. While growing up, there are a number of assumptions we all come to believe, mostly because they felt right, or we never really took the time to think about them much. Sometimes we accept assumptions because we trust the person who made us believe it, our parents, close friends, even our teachers. However, highly educated individuals understand that assumptions are usually a reflection of a person's personal interpretation of the world. So, when we choose to believe the same assumptions our parents believed, we're living based on their perception and understanding of the world. So, to break free, smart individuals must question these assumptions and ask, why? Why do we have to do things this way? Why do we have to act a certain way? Through asking why, we're more likely to develop a better understanding of the situation and form our own personal opinions about it. Number 3, they know how to form long-lasting relationships. Relationships are built on emotions and experiences, whether positive or negative. If you have a strong feeling of love towards someone, you'd be more willing to be better friends, right? And if you have intense feelings of hate toward a person, well, you'd be happy to spend every minute away from them. Educated individuals understand this concept, and rather than allow their emotions to judge how they form relationships, they use these emotions to navigate their way in relationships. And most importantly, educated individuals are more empathetic and more compassionate, which in turn suggests they be more open to giving people chances. And this is a great way to make relationships work. When you're empathetic, you can put yourself in the shoes of other people, understand the motivations behind their actions better, and this will help you to be a better friend, colleague, or a partner to them. Number 4, they know how to handle conflicts. Conflicts are a necessary part of every type of relationship, as it's usually an opportunity for both parties to express their differences. However, educated individuals understand that conflicts don't necessarily mean the end of a relationship. In fact, after a conflict, the individuals involved are supposed to have a better understanding of each other, the situation, and how to best move forward. Interestingly, several studies have shown that there is a connection between emotional intelligence and high intelligence. So this suggests that smart individuals are usually more emotionally stable, and this factor makes them better suited to handle conflicts. Number 5, they can think creatively. Some people believe there's a connection in everything we see and do, and others, well, they believe the world is a combination of endless random situations. But regardless of which side of the fence you're on, we can't deny the fact that creativity helps us to see connections in the little things. And these connections can be an interesting way to tackle problems and find solutions. Creative thinking helps us to see interesting ways to solve difficult problems. It also helps us to discover underlying meanings that are not evident to everybody else. Highly educated individuals even take this a step forward. They challenge themselves with creative thinking exercises, such as puzzles, chess, and free writing. Number 6. They have a good sense of humor. Educated people recognize the power of humor. It can form relationships, calm a tense situation, and when has a hearty laugh ever been a bad thing? But here's the thing about having a great sense of humor. You must understand the perfect time for a joke, and your joke shouldn't make fun of other people. It has to be perfect for the occasion, the right time, the right amount of words, and just the perfect delivery. Also, smart people use humor to bring attention to vices without making the subjects feel particularly targeted. Come to think of it, wouldn't you feel slightly better if someone corrected you in the form of a friendly joke rather than outright criticizing you? Number 7. They live by defined spiritual and philosophical values. Educated individuals take out the time to learn about themselves. They discover the physical capabilities of their bodies, their values, philosophies, and principles, as they know that understanding these things about themselves is directly connected to their success and how other people will perceive them. When you have no idea who you are or what your core values are, you become like a leaf blowing in the wind, swayed easily by the ideas and assumptions of other people. However, having core values and philosophies will help you to define your goals and aspirations better, letting you know what exactly you need to do to be labeled as successful. Number 8. They want to leave behind a better world. We all know we're not going to be around forever, and while this might be a scary thing to think about for some, it's inevitable that someday we will leave this world behind. Highly educated individuals know this fact, but rather than cower in fear or anxiety over dying, they strive to create a better world for the coming generation. This is why they spend endless hours trying to find the cure for cancer, or ways we can manage the climate crisis, or preventing a third world war from happening. Because, look, we're not going to be here forever, so why not make it better for the people coming after us? If we can pull off a hell of a good job here, the next generation will be better equipped to do the same and set up future generations for success. Number 9. They are confident in their skills. Here's a cool fact that most smart people live by. It's not enough to be skilled and talented. You have to be so confident in these skills that you are a force to be reckoned with. What help are your skills and talents if you're not proud of them? Highly educated individuals are super confident in their skills, and this sends a clear message that says, I am the perfect person for this job due to my skill set. This show of confidence is necessary for winning jobs, meeting new people, and even going up the career ladder. Number 10. They are observant. Here's an interesting fact about highly educated individuals. They usually aren't the loudest in any room they find themselves in. Rather than talk about who they are, their accomplishments, or even that interesting story they want everybody to hear, they would rather sit in a corner, silent, observing everybody else. When you observe, you can learn subtle things about people without even speaking to them. Being observant also helps highly educated individuals to see patterns where others see nothing. And this, coupled with a strong dose of creative thinking, is a sure recipe for solving problems. Number 11. They are problem solvers. Creative thinking, strong observation skills, curiosity, and confidence are some of the factors that we've already outlined as qualities of a highly educated individual. And interestingly, these same factors are necessary for solving difficult problems. Intelligent individuals hate to see a problem win, and this sort of explains why so many great individuals spend their core years trying to solve a particular problem. This is because they refuse to accept that this problem cannot be solved. And in addition, an ability to solve problems reflects a number of other skills. For starters, it shows that intelligent individuals can discover patterns and use these to arrive at a reasonable conclusion. It also shows their practical knowledge of a field, whether it's medicine, business, or the arts, and how this knowledge can be applied to basic and difficult problems. Number 12. They understand the importance of self-criticism. Don't you think it's sometimes important to sit back and assess your behavior, your actions, and even your values? Of course it's important. As individuals, it's the most effective way to examine your strengths and weaknesses, and also points where you need to make necessary changes. Now, the art of self-criticism is a tricky one, sort of like walking on a tightrope. You don't want to make the mistake of criticizing yourself too harshly, so it causes you to lose interest in the things that matter. And also, you don't want to criticize yourself too lazily so you fail to see where you need to make important changes. The key to this is balance. A balance so perfect it helps you to see where you need to intensify, improve, or completely delete. Number 13. They empower the people around them. Can one person do everything on their own? And we mean in the real sense of it, not in the metaphorical sense. Well, it is technically impossible for one person to completely act alone without the help of other people. We were put here to help one another out, and the more we cooperate, the more likely we are to change the world. Highly educated individuals know this, so they make an effort to empower the people around them. And this is why they form communities filled with individuals who share similar values, whose goals and aspirations are also targeted toward the same thing. Number 14. They strive for near perfection. Perfection might not be anything more than an idea, but striving toward perfection gets us near enough. It's a way of giving something your best, your 100%. This reduces your chances of creating something mediocre and makes you more likely to create a masterpiece, or at the very least, something good enough. Number 15. They can work without guidance. One of the most important qualities of highly educated individuals is the fact they can work without guidance or supervision. Their years of education, either formal or informal, have instilled a sort of confidence in them which makes them less dependent on other people. Learning to work on your own requires a certain level of trust in yourself. You have to trust yourself to complete tasks on your own and also take responsibility when things go sideways. And there you have it, Aluxer, 15 interesting qualities of highly educated individuals. We believe you've now got a strong knowledge of what being highly educated suggests, and you'll take the extra step to become that individual. Now look, it's gonna take a bit of work on your part, but you already took the first step of watching this video, so what's stopping you from taking the rest of the steps? And as a token of our thanks for sticking with us until the very end, of course we've got a bonus for you. Number 16. They are collaborative. Intelligent individuals work with other people. They don't even try to do anything all on their own. This is because they recognize that every individual has their unique strengths and weaknesses. So rather than trying to turn their weaknesses into strengths, they focus on enhancing their strengths and then delegating the tasks they cannot do to other people who are skilled. Pretty smart, right? Not only is this the smarter way to complete tasks, it also helps intelligent individuals to save time and mental energy, while also developing their personal strengths. Thanks for spending some time with us today, Aluxer. We're so glad you did. If you found value in today's video, please give us a like, hit that bell icon to never miss an upload, and don't forget to subscribe.